Good morning and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for standing by and welcome to Tuya Inc.'s second quarter 2021 earnings conference call. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. We will be hosting a question and answer session after management's prepared remarks. And I will now turn the call over to the first speaker of today, Mr. Reg Chai, Investor Relations Associate Director of Tuya. Please go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to our second quarter 2021 earnings call. Joining us today are founders and the CEO of Tuya, Mr. Jerry Wang, and our CFO, Mr. Jesse Liu. You can refer to our second quarter of 2021 financial results on our company's IR website at ir.tuya.com. You can also access a replay of this call when it becomes available in a few hours on our IR website. Before we start, please note that this call may contain forward-looking statements made pursuant to the Safe Harbor provision for the Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. These forward-looking statements are based on the management's current expectations and observations that involve known and unknown risks, uncertainties, and other factors not under the company's control, which may cause actual results, performance, or achievements of the company to be materially different from the results, performance, or expectations implied by these forward-looking statements. All forward-looking statements are expressly qualified in their entirety by cautionary statements, risk factors, and details of the company's filing with SEC. The company undertakes no duty to revise or update any forward-looking statements for the selected events or circumstances after the date of this conference call. I will now turn the call to the first speaker today, founder and CEO of Tuya, Mr. Jerry Wang.
大家好，感谢各位参加我们作为上市公司的第二次业绩发布电话会。
Hello everyone, thank you for joining us for our second earnings call since going public earlier this year.
我非常的高兴向大家汇报，尽管一些宏观不利因素对整个行业造成一定的影响，但我们仍然看到公司的业务在良好执行的增长战略下，仍旧保持强劲的增长势头。
I'm very pleased to report that we are seeing a sustained strong momentum across the entire business as we continue to successfully execute our growth strategy, despite the macro headwinds that are impacting the industry.
2021年第二季度是一个强劲的季度，我们的总收入同比增长118%，达到8470万美元。主营业务 IoT Pass 和 SaaS 均实现超过160%的同比增长。公司整体毛利率环比稳健微增至12.2%。在第二季度，全球芯片缺货形势逐渐愈发严峻，但得益于涂鸦极具延展性和高价值的全球化 IoT 平台所具有的强网络效应的业务模式，以及先发优势积累而成的规模效应，我们得以源源不断地为所有的平台上的新老客户提供完整且极具性价比的 IoT 服务和独特的方案。例如我们本季度推出的 T 星方案，帮助支持客户在其所在的赛道区域充满竞争活力，或应对缺芯的影响，进一步巩固优势，或迅速切入市场头部。此外，本季度我们抓住时机进行人才储备，优化运营效率，剔除股权激励影响后，我们的经营亏损率同比进一步的好转。
Tuya delivered robust results in the second quarter as our total revenues grew by 118% year over year to $84.7 million. Revenues for our primary IoT Pass business and our SaaS business both achieved over 160% year over year growth, and our gross margin saw a steady quarter over quarter increase to 42.2%. During the second quarter, the global chip shortage became more severe, but thanks to our highly scalable and valuable global IoT platform, the strong network effects of our business model, and the economy of scale we have built as a first mover in our industry, we were able to continue providing comprehensive and cost-effective IoT services and unique solutions, such as our IoT microcontroller alternative solution to both our existing and new customers on the IoT platform. In doing so, we enhance their competitiveness in their respective industries, support them in dealing with the chip shortage, and further enable them to quickly enter the market and grow into IoT leaders. In addition, during the quarter, we seized the opportunity to reserve talent and optimize the operating efficiency. Our operating margin, excluding the impact of share-based compensation costs, further improved year-on-year.
下面我就从获客、产品等维度与大家分享一下我们本季度的一些进展和情况。
Next, I would like to share some updates in terms of customer acquisition, product development, and our general progress.
作为一家全球领先的平台型技术赋能公司，客户在我们的帮助下取得成功，便是对我们最好的肯定和激励。在截止2021年6月30日的过去12个月内，我们的 IoT Pass 业务的收入净扩张率 DBNER 达到211%，自我们追踪该指标以来，已经连续7个季度远超云 Pass 及平台型公司行业的平均水平。我们的 Premium 客户即12个月内贡献超过10万美元的客户，从2021年的第一季度末的216个进一步增长到截止第二季度末的285个。
As a leading global IoT platform in the business of empowering enterprise customers with technology, helping our customers achieve success is what motivates and drives us every day. For the trailing 12 months ended June 30th, 2021, the dollar-based net expansion rate for our IoT Pass business was 211%, exceeding the industry average for the 7th consecutive quarter since we began tracking this metric. The number of premium customers, which are defined as customers contributing over $100,000 in IoT Pass revenue during the trailing 12-month period, grew to 285 as of June 30th, 2021, from 216 as of March 31st, 2021.
新客户方面，本季度我们的 IoT Pass 业务获取了超过700家新客户，所服务的客户总数同比增长了113%。同时，涂鸦赋能的品牌客户已经从上季度末的3000多个进一步增长到3300多个。我们欣喜地看到，这些来自全球各行各业的客户、品牌、渠道、服务商等，在 IoT 产品端和市场端发挥其独特的想象力，并基于涂鸦平台，将这些新颖、聪明又极富创意的点子落地成一台台智能设备，将针对特定的行业场景需求的这种软件服务发挥得淋漓尽致。
During the quarter, we acquired over 700 new IoT Pass customers, growing our IoT Pass customer count by nearly 113% year over year. Meanwhile, the number of brands on our platform grew to over 3,300 from approximately 3,000 at the end of the first quarter. It's very exciting for us to see our customers from various industries all over the world flex their creativity in IoT product and market development. Empowered by the Tuya platform, these brands, channels, service providers, and more are able to see their innovative idea come to life in the form of smart devices and software services, serving a vast and diverse number of use cases and needs for various industries.
例如，在户外出行领域，全球4大轮胎品牌之一固特异的欧洲总部选择涂鸦的 IoT Pass 赋能他们的单滑板车产品，并在产品使用 Powered by 涂鸦 PPT 的标志，彰显互联互通的涂鸦 IoT Pass 生态影响力。在专业领域，一家在全球酒窖行业最具权威的储酒机构加入了我们的平台，展开了关于葡萄酒冷藏柜在智能储藏领域的探索和落地。在家具领域，一家同时拥有线下上千家门店及线上 B2B 平台的国际家具集团，在涂鸦平台上开发智能升降桌椅，成为涂鸦平台赋能的第一款家具产品。一家从事美容美妆、家庭护理业务的全球知名欧洲百年老店品牌，通过涂鸦平台打造智能美妆镜、智能洗手机等一系列产品。中国某知名上市家电集团的海外清洁类产品业务线选择涂鸦作为其背后的 IoT 平台等。
For example, Goodyear Europe, one of the top 4 tire brands in the world, chose our IoT Pass services to empower their scooter products and featured our Powered by Tuya logo, or as we like to call it, the PBT logo, on its products to showcase the brand influence of our IoT Pass engaging ecosystem. In the wine industry, the world's most authoritative wine storage organization in the wine cellar industry joined our platform to explore the use of smart cold storage for wine. In the home furnishing industry, an international furniture group with thousands of offline stores and an online B2B platform developed smart height-adjustable tables and chairs on our platform. These products are the first pieces of furniture to be powered by Tuya. In addition, a world-renowned Centrio, a European beauty and personal care brand, also chose Tuya's platform to develop smart makeup mirrors, soap dispensers, and more. Finally, an overseas cleaning product business owned by a well-known public home appliance group in China chose Tuya to be its first IoT platform provider.
我们也见到许多具备丰富的服务广大消费者经验的这种渠道，正在发力通过 Powered by Tuya 的自有品牌，进一步为其终端客户提供更好的产品体验。例如，一家备受资本市场青睐的拉美最具规模的线上渠道，一家在香港上市覆盖港澳地区数百家门店的家电家居零售渠道 JHC 日本城，一家广受消费者喜爱的亚洲顶流的购物类 App 及电商平台，以及来自中国的全球时尚快消连锁零售渠道名创优品等。
We have also seen many highly experienced retail channels working towards providing their customers with better product experiences through their private label products powered by Tuya. Some of these channels include one of the largest local online channels in Latin America, favored by the capital markets. JHC, which is a home appliance and furnishing retail channel listed on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange with hundreds of stores in Hong Kong and Macau. One of the most popular shopping apps and e-commerce platform in Asia. And Miniso, a domestic global fast fashion retail channel from China, etc., etc.
同样，在丰富的涂鸦设备生态和强网络效应的共同作用下，我们在第二季度也帮助了数十个有涂鸦赋能的品牌切入全球零售渠道巨头，获得合作资源支持。
During the second quarter, we leveraged our IoT brand ecosystem and strong network effects to help dozens of customers establish new channels and obtain exposures through the resources of a number of global retail giants.
在获取到各家不同行业的新客户的同时，我们也在支持赋能更多新品类的产品。我们赋能支持的 SKU 已经从第一季度末的31万个增加到第二季度末的41万个。在第二季度，我们扩展并巩固了许多 PBT 产品线的能力，精准切入每一个存在巨大机遇的刚需市场，例如。
In addition to acquiring new customers in various industries, we also continue to empower entirely new product categories. In the second quarter, the SKUs empowered by Tuya reached 410,000 compared to 310,000 at the end of the first quarter. We further expanded our PBT product line capabilities and continue to help customers enter market with unprecedented opportunities.
在大家耳熟能详的照明产品线，第二季度我们落地支持了一系列专业照明类产品，多场景覆盖智慧商业、农业、工业等。以农业为例，涂鸦平台开始支持丰富的 IoT 植物照明培育管理能力，该能力在植物大棚、温室栽培等场景具备广泛的前景和空间。
For our well-established lighting product line, we launched and supported a series of professional lighting products during the quarter that cover various smart agricultural, commercial, and industrial use cases. Taking agricultural applications as an example, we began supporting various IoT plant lighting and cultivation management capabilities, which have broad prospects for planting and cultivation and greenhouses.
机器人产品线中，我们进一步迭代了扫地机器人所需的 IoT 能力，丰富 App 交互方案及传输通道能力，并加强各类开发者产品与服务。
In the robotics product line, we upgraded the IoT capabilities needed for robotic sweepers, enriched app interaction and IoT transmission capabilities, and improved our various development products and services across all our product categories.
家电类产品中，如智能胶囊咖啡机、具备更多菜谱能力的空气炸锅、食物探针等系列是市场的新宠。结合对行业的理解，我们迭代接口能力，优化交付，赋能我们的客户在产品端实力追平在厨电行业的深耕多年的国际顶尖单品品牌。
During the quarter, we gained traction with home appliance brands, including companies developing smart capsule coffee machines, air fryers with smart recipe capabilities, and food probes. Utilizing our knowledge of the industry, we optimize compatibility and interfaces to enable our customers to develop products that are on par with the leading international kitchen appliance brands.
宠物类产品中，我们持续快速响应自2020年来持续大卖的一个宠物市场。我们上新了宠物的储粮桶、智能牵引绳等创新产品，并对运动类的宠物玩具、宠物喂食器等已有品类保持一个季度迭代超过5个版本的速率等等。
We continue to observe and react quickly to changes in the booming smart pet product market, which has been growing rapidly since 2020. We introduce innovative products such as smart pet food containers, leashes, and more. We continue to maintain a quarterly iteration rate of more than 5 versions for existing pet toys and food dispensers.
接下来我再给大家讲讲 SaaS 业务的一些进展。
Next, I would like to share some updates on our SaaS segment.
在第二季度，涂鸦发布的自助设备 SaaS， 以自助共享办公无人健身房作为试点，在北京、厦门等地实现商业模板的落地。
In the second quarter, we launched our self-service equipment SaaS. Our pilot projects include self-service co-working spaces and unmanned gyms, which we are operating in Beijing, Xiamen, and several other cities to test scalable commercial models.
作为社区 SaaS， 在第二季度围绕未来社区顶层设计和社区治理需求，完成了社区 SaaS 核心模块的整体的优化升级，实现场景应用的组件化。在第二季度，数家头部中国大陆和香港的综合型地产集团，如香港上市公司瑞安集团、绿景集团，与涂鸦开启了合作。值得一提的是，得益于涂鸦丰富的硬件生态和平台的软件能力，业主对涂鸦的认可和选择，使得一些并未使用涂鸦平台的垂直领域的硬件头部企业，自愿向涂鸦开放资源共享，从而能够进入地产社区项目。这一点凸显了我们商业模式强大的网络效应。
While Smart Community SaaS segment, we completed upgrades and optimization for the core modules of our product around the top floor designs and community management needs of the future communities. This allowed us to achieve componentization of IoT capabilities for various themes across smart communities. During the quarter, several leading real estate groups in mainland China and Hong Kong, such as the Hong Kong-listed So-On Land Group and Lijiang Group, initiated partnership with us. Thanks to our abundant hardware ecology and the software capabilities of our IoT platform, recognitions and partnerships with many of these real estate companies have resulted in many leading hardware companies in various verticals sharing their resources with us to participate in real estate community projects. This is one of many examples that showcases the strong network effects of our business model.
作为酒店公寓 SaaS， 在第二季度持续完善丰富客房和公区解决方案的基础能力，同时我们开始了海外版本的推广，签约了数家海外酒店公寓中头部服务商客户，为此后的全面的推广做好铺垫和准备。在第二季度，酒店公寓 SaaS 的续签率仍旧保持在90%左右的水平，并且我们将致力于在未来保持同样的水准。
For our smart hotel and apartment SaaS solution, we continue to optimize the basic capabilities of our guest room and public area solutions in the second quarter. Meanwhile, we started to promote the international version, signing several leading hotel and apartment service providers overseas, paving the way for subsequent comprehensive marketing initiatives. In the second quarter, the renewal rate of our hotel and apartment SaaS services remained at around 90%, and we remain committed to maintaining a similar level of renewals going forward.
主要智慧商业 SaaS 和智能设备生态相辅相成，与 IoT Pass 业务齐头并进，正逐步向市场释放出积极的信号，帮助大家认知如何能够服务好 IoT 时代的刚需。
Based on powerful IoT capabilities, our smart SaaS business components complements our smart device ecology, advancing with our IoT PaaS business side by side. Utilizing these synergies, our IoT business continue its fast growth and is positively signaling to the market on how to effectively serve the inelastic needs of the IoT era.
接下来我们再来说说本季度涂鸦 IoT 开发平台的一些情况。
Next, let's talk about our IoT development platform.
涂鸦 IoT 平台的独特设计具有极大的延展性。我们致力于将不同的业务场景能力结耦成为一个个组件，使得平台上的开发者能够各取所需的进行创造，或将已有的能力复用，拓展至其所在的新的领域。每一项能力我们都做好了未来进行 PaaS 化的打算。正由于此，我们的开发者数量从第一季度末的32万个增加到了第二季度末的38万多个。诸如科技驱动的新居住服务商贝壳使用涂鸦的 IoT 开发平台，我们携手探索智慧人居的新体验。一家服务全球顶级厨电品牌的顶尖智能厨房平台服务商在涂鸦平台上开发各式各样的云菜谱。特定专业器械管理行业的领军企业成为涂鸦平台的开发者，设计和开发专业的智能的机械储藏器具，构建了整套智能的器具的管理方案等。这样的案例数不胜数，我们将持续深化对每一个行业的理解，做深做厚我们的产品，并谨慎择机以平台化的方式进入全新的领域，更好地服务我们全球的开发者。
The unique design of our Tuya IoT platform enables enormous scalability. We are committed to decoupling our many different operational features and use cases into individual components so that developers on our platform can mix and match to meet their unique and evolving needs by extracting and recomposing these components. Each existing feature can be reused and expanded into new development areas, and we have planned their integration into our PaaS solutions in the future. As a result, the number of our developers increased to over 380,000 at the end of the second quarter from 320,000 at the end of the first quarter. For example, technology-driven residential service providers Beike uses Tuya IoT development platform to explore innovative smart living experiences. In addition, one of the top smart kitchen platform service providers serving the world's leading kitchen appliance brands are developing various recipes on our platform. Another leader in the professional equipment management industry has become a developer on our platform, designing and developing a smart professional equipment storage box and building a complete set of smart device management solutions. There are countless cases like these. As we continue to deepen our understanding of each industry and upgrade our respective products, we'll be able to also make prudent decisions on entering new PaaS solution segments at the appropriate times to better serve developers around the world.
最后，涂鸦始终将安全合规视为公司最高优先级，始终不渝地加大投入，以构建起涵盖安全防御、隐私保护、体系审计三位一体的全方位的保障体系。此外，涂鸦一直积极与业内全球顶尖的安全公司、审计机构、律师事务所进行合作，通过第三方独立的测试审计来验证夯实安全合规能力。
Finally, Tuya has always regarded data security and compliance as its top priority and has invested heavily in this respect. We've built an all-rounded guarantee system to cover the data trinity of security defense, privacy protection, and system audit. In addition, we are actively cooperating with the world's top security assessment companies, audit institutions, and law firms in the industry to verify the consolidate our security compliance capabilities through independent testing and audits by third parties.
在第二季度，我们通过了全球物联网安全行业认证机构 IOXT Alliance 的评估，并成为了会员成员。IOXT Alliance 具有超过200个各行业领先的运营商、服务商、标准制定协会、合规实验室等组成，致力于促成最佳安全实践。其董事会成员包括了亚马逊、谷歌、霍尼韦尔等。在第三季度，我们已经开启新一轮更深度、更权威的安全测试计划，并聘请一系列全球业内久负盛名、极具职业道德的独立第三方机构，他们会为我们提供专业的安全评估以及独立的网络安全渗透测试服务等。这些服务将帮助我们时刻确保最高安全标准，并验证数据的安全本地化。
In the second quarter, we passed the assessment for IoT security certification from IOXT Alliance and were initiated as a member. IOXT Alliance is composed of over 200 industry-leading operators, service providers, standard groups, and compliance labs, etc., committing to promoting the best security practices. Its board includes leading companies like Amazon, Google, and Honeywell. In the coming third quarter, we're launching a new round of deeper and more authoritative security testing with several independent third-party firms with long-standing reputations for professional ethics in the industry worldwide. These firms will provide us with professional security assessment services and independent information security penetration tests. These services will help us to ensure our platform always upholds the highest security standards and further verify the secure localization of data.
聚焦产品研发和数据安全一直是公司的战略重心。截至2021年6月30日，我们的员工人数从第一季度末的2900人左右增长到了超过3500人，其中研发团队仍超过70%占比，为未来的持续高速增长奠定基础。
Data security and product R&D go hand in hand. To ensure continued strategic focus in these areas, we continue to make investments in our workforce. As of June 30th, 2021, our employee count had increased to over 3,500 from 2,900 as of March 31st, 2021. R&D staff maintain over 70%, serving as a solid foundation for our sustained future growth.
以上是我对这个强劲第二季度的分享。接下来有请我们的 CFO Jessie 来介绍我们的财务情况。
That concludes my sharing of the second quarter. I will now turn the call over to Jessie, our CFO, to review the financial details.
Thank you, Jerry. Before I begin, please note that all amounts in US dollars and all comparisons on a year-over-year basis unless otherwise stated. I'm pleased to report that our total revenue for the second quarter beat street consensus, estimated by approximately 5%. The robust operational and financial growth we achieved in the second quarter was mainly driven by the solid growth of our IoT PaaS revenue, which increased 163.9% to $76.9 million. In particular, notable growth in business from both existing and new customers, combined with our rapid iteration of products and technologies, led to our success during the quarter. We had about 230 brand customers that increased their IoT PaaS orders by more than 5 times their orders in the same period last year. As for our products, more and more of our IoT PaaS product categories are achieving meaningful growth and being recognized by major leaders in the global IoT market. For example, deployment of smart agriculture products empowered by our IoT PaaS grew far more than tenfold and deployments of energy-saving products grew over 8 times. We also saw strong growth in deployments of new product lines we released in the first quarter, including outdoor transportation, low power consumption series. Our revenue from SaaS and others increased to $3.4 million, representing a 175% of year-over-year growth. We saw increasing demand from service providers eager to deliver better software-enabled services for smart things via this combination of Tuya SaaS and PBT devices. Meanwhile, revenue from our non-core business of smart device distribution decreased by 48.1% to $4.4 million, affected by customer purchase patterns and business demands. Our gross profit increased by 203.9% to $35.7 million, while gross margin improved to 42.2% from 30.3% same period last year. IoT PaaS gross margin continued its increase to 42.4% from 32.7% a year ago, representing the 10th consecutive quarter of improvement, primarily due to our increased economies of scale, improved efficiency for IoT PaaS deployment, achieved through effective R&D, and expansion into higher margin IoT PaaS product lines. We totaled 285 premium IoT PaaS customers for the trailing 12 months ended June 30, 2021, up 114.3% from 133 for the same period ended June 30, 2020. Among this incremental premium customers, more than 50% were engaged in small and big alliances, kitchen appliances, and the sensors business. During the second quarter of 2021, premium customers accounted for approximately 86.6% of our IoT PaaS revenue. Dollar-based net expansion rate for our IoT PaaS segment improved to 211% for the trailing 12 months ended June 30, 2021, up from 160% as of June 30, 2020. This marks the 7th consecutive quarter we have maintained 160% or higher ever since we began tracking this metric. This reflects our strong ability to expand our platform usage over time and grow revenues from existing customers. Now turning to our operating expenses, please note that we are excluding share-based compensation from our non-GAAP numbers to provide greater clarity on the trends of our actual operating-based expenses so that you can review performance in the same way as our management. During the quarter, non-GAAP R&D expenses increased by 153.2% to $39.7 million, primarily as a result of increase in R&D personnel. As of June 30, 2021, the company had about 2,570 R&D employees, up approximately 120% year-over-year. As a percentage of total revenue, non-GAAP R&D expenses increased to 46.9% from 40.4% of a year ago, primarily because our well-executed talent acquisition strategy achieved a faster expansion in our R&D team relative to our revenue growth during the quarter. The second quarter is usually peak season for talent recruitment, while most of last year's HR activities, including interviews, hiring, were suspended due to COVID-19. Continued investment in R&D talent is critical to our growth strategy and allows us to expand our product coverage, enhance our service offerings, and widen our lead in the IoT industry. Non-GAAP sales and marketing expenses increased by 146.6% to $17.9 million, mainly due to increases in employee-related costs and marketing spending. Our marketing spending during the quarter includes costs related to holding events like Tuya Bluetooth Developer Conference, a summit which released Tuya's all-in Bluetooth development capability roadmap to enable Bluetooth developers to get ahead of the game. It also includes our Tuya Outdoor Conference, which published full-scene IoT capabilities for outdoor travel and transportation devices. Sales and marketing expense also include costs for business development-related travel and meeting with customers as the world reopened to strengthen good faith cooperation and well-trusted relationships with our customers. As a percentage of total revenue, non-GAAP sales and marketing expenses increased to 21.1% from 18.7% a year ago. Non-GAAP G&A expenses increased by 111.7% to $5.7 million, mostly due to team expansion and increased costs related to being a public company. We have hired and will continue to hire more professional and experienced employees, consultants, and service providers to further improve our internal management. As a percentage of revenue, non-GAAP G&A expenses decreased to 6.8% from 7% a year ago. In the second quarter, our non-GAAP loss from operations was $26.5 million, while our non-GAAP net loss was $23.1 million. Our non-GAAP operating margin was negative 31.3%, narrowing 4.4 percentage points from negative 35.7% in the same period of 2020. And the non-GAAP net margin was negative 27.3%, narrowing 6.3 percentage points from negative 33.6% in the same period of 2020. Net cash generated from operating activities for the second quarter of 2021 was $5.8 million, or 6.9% of revenue. Excluding a one-off cash inflow from our IPO depository bank related to our IPO, $7.2 million in net cash was used for operating activities in the second quarter, or negative 8.6% of our revenue, compared to $7.0 million net cash used, or negative 18.1% of revenue in the second quarter of 2020. The improvement in net cash used in operating activities as a percentage of revenue and the narrowing of our operating and net margin was mainly due to the increase in our operating leverage as we achieved very strong growth while maintaining healthy margins, partially offset by the increasing expenses. Moving on to the balance sheet, as of June 30, 2021, our cash equivalents, and the short-term investments increased to $1,256.1 million from $179.8 million as of December 31st, 2020, primarily due to the net proceeds obtained from our successful listing on the New York Stock Exchange and the proceeds received from the exercise of over-allotment option by the underwriters in April this year. We believe this balance is sufficient to meet our current liquidity and working capital needs while further enabling us to strengthen our business. Now turning to outlook, for the third quarter of 2021, we expect total revenues to be in the range of $83 to $86 million. This forecast reflects our current and preliminary views on the market and our operating conditions, which are subject to change. Although our customers face a series of challenges, including Amazon's strict execution of seller policy, rising raw material prices, and a shortage of semiconductor components, sea freight surging, we continue to support our customers to tide over the near-term difficulties by powerful capabilities of IoT platform and innovations. This concludes our prepared remarks for today. Operator, we are now ready to take questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star followed by one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star followed by two. When asking the question, please state your question in Chinese first, then immediately repeat your question in English for the convenience of everyone in the call. Anyone who has a question may press star followed by one at this time. One moment for the first question, please. First question comes from the line of Yang Liu with Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
非常感谢提问的机会。首先，恭喜非常强劲的2季度的业绩。那我这边有2个问题。第一个问题呢是想请管理层更新一下公司关于 MCU 芯片代替计划的进展，是否会对接下来的毛利率会产生比较正面的影响？那第2个问题呢是就想多问一下这个亚马逊对一些跨境电商的整顿，那对公司到底带来了多大的这个公司客户带来了多大的影响？然后这个影响会不会时间比较长？I will do a translation. The first question is, could management give us more color on the MCU chipset replacement plan, and do you think it will have positive impact on the gross margin going forward? And the second question is, what is the impact of Amazon banning cross-border e-commerce stores, and what is the impact to Tuya's customer, and whether it will be a sustainable thing or it's a relatively short-term impact? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Liu Yang. So for the first question, under our plan, Tuya's 9 major product categories are all eligible for the MCU chipset replacement plan. We started this early this year to help our customers to overcome the difficulties of semiconductor shortage. So at present, our clients in the small home appliances sector are benefiting from this plan the most. Majority of the clients who have a need for this plan will likely choose this plan. We will introduce more chip replacement plans in the future. And our main mandate for chip manufacturers is to further design chips according to our requirements and the computing power needs. So for example, we plan to replace those chips that currently cannot handle a certain degree of high precision ADC digital to analog conversion, and also multiplex motor driven equipment. Part of our strategy is to help our customers to succeed. So professional chipset replacements are similar to the industry applications in terms of being more vertically focused, reducing customers all-in cost, improving value proposition, and solving the problem of chip shortages. Our gross margin will remain similar. Although the cost of chips will increase slightly, our product price will also increase to pass this to the customer. So regarding the second question about the impacts of Amazon's banning cross-border e-commerce stores. So first, this was an unexpected event happened in the last couple of months. Majority of our customers sell their IoT products through offline retail channels. We roughly estimate 80% of Powered by Tuya IoT devices were sold through offline retail channel. So there are limited number of e-commerce customers were impacted by this unexpected event. Our e-commerce customers all have deep experiences in product development, supply chain, and the e-commerce operation, and they are very resilient. For a limited number of e-commerce customers impacted, they are very actively responding to the changes. They are opening new stores in Amazon and also opening stores in other online platforms, setting up their own independent e-commerce store, and also through our help explore offline retail channels. So this infected Q3 result in a limited scale and was already reflected in our Q3 revenue guidance. From a seasonality perspective, July and August usually are off-season for consumer electronics OEMs, and the peak season runs from September to December for year-end holiday sales and also making up of long vacation of Chinese New Year. So we believe this our impacted e-commerce customers will have a decent recovery in Q4, and this is a one-time event. We remain confident for our full year result.
Thank you.
So we can take questions from second Iris.
The next question comes from the line of Emerson Chan with Bank of America Securities. Please go ahead.
谢谢管理层，我这边只有一个问题，就是想请问一下我们2Q 分产品和分地区的一个收入占比是多少？Hi, thank you management. I just have one quick question. My question is regarding our revenue mix by product category and by region in second quarter. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Emerson. So in terms of the revenue by regions, our second quarter is not very different from the previous quarters we disclosed. So North America contribute to about 30%, Europe contribute to about 1/3, and the remaining of the world, China and other places contribute to the rest. We see all the regions showing strong growth and demand for IoT device and also IoT SaaS service. And some regions show very surprisingly strong need. For example, in Q2 in Latin America, we see a big market opportunity. For example, Mexico, the revenue contribution from Mexico increased 4 times in Q2 this year. And also we saw very strong growth in British, German, Netherlands. So we will continue our the region diversification and will continue to grow revenue from the globe. In terms of the product mix, let me get into the IoT part. I think that's usually the question about. So last quarter during the conference call, we disclosed the revenue contribution from lighting and the electrical products was close to 60%. In Q2, it dropped a little bit to around 56-57%. And the revenue contribution from appliance, which including big, small appliance, the kitchen appliance, the pet appliance, is contributing over 15%, increased a lot. We saw very strong growth from appliance products, for example, pet products, robot vacuums. So it contributed to continuous revenue contribution growth from appliance. And also the contribution from sensors and the security products contribute to about 15% of the total IoT PaaS revenue. For the rest products, it's usually the new products we are focused on, including like outdoors, energy-related products, entertainment products, agriculture products. All those we combined into the segment we call others or new segments that also contribute to close to 15%. So in the past few years, we do see a great trending that the revenue contribution from lighting and electronic products continue drop. The very strong growth from appliance, from sensor and security products, and other new segments.
Thank you.
As a reminder, if you'd like to ask a question, please press star followed by 1 on your telephone. The next question comes from the line of Kai Qian with CICC. Please go ahead.
好，谢谢啊。学吉和 Jessie 晚上好。首先还是要恭喜一下公司的2季度取得如此好的业绩啊。我有3个问题啊。第一个问题呢是关于我们的 PaaS 业务。现在我们看到就是哪些品类啊增长的增速是更快的，而且哪些新品类呢，我们从我们的这个角度看呢，有一个未来爆发的机会啊，这是第一个问题。第二个问题呢是关于在图亚平台上复购和增购比较高的这些大客户啊，我们看到有哪些的共性，比如行业啊，或者说这个其他啊。第三个问题呢，还是希望这个给我们更多一点 color 啊，就关于我们 SaaS 业务的拓展。我看徐吉刚才介绍了一些啊，看看能不能给我们更多的这个细节啊。那我自己翻译一下。So I have the 3 questions. The first one, at present, which categories in IoT PaaS business are grow faster, and which new categories have the opportunity to break out? And the second one, what are the commodities of the large customers with high repurchase and additional purchase on Tuya platform? The third one, please give more color on the SaaS business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Qiankai. For the first question, in the relatively large-scale product categories, the growth rate for appliance and the sensor security products grow very fast. They each grow more than 3 times in the second quarter. And for in the new small-scale categories, the growth rates of entertainment, it growed more than 4 times, and sport and fitness exceeds 6 times. Energy conservation category exceeds 8 times, and also growth of the smart agricultural category exceeds 10 times. So we do see the very strong growth opportunities for those categories, and we'll continue that growth by supporting our customers to expand into more such creative IoT devices. And there's a potential for hit products in each of the major categories, really depending on the region, timing, and the circumstances. After evaluating the macro environment, we are optimistic about the growth of the following categories. First, we will continue to support the outdoor and the wearable products with broader application scenarios. And also the digital products, we also see a very big potential, for example, including the fast charging products, and also the high-end and useful appliance, including the robot vacuum, which has been very popular and still have plenty room for market expansion. And also the entertainment products. So for the second questions, on our platform, we do see continuous strong growth of our premium customers, and every quarter there are customers, they grow into premium customers. The characteristics we observed from those customers with high growth potential and repurchase pattern, in summary, they have a few common things. First, they possess a strong belief in and passion for IoT, and they have a clear understanding of smart products and smart business. They also have a very clear blueprint for planning in the IoT business. They recognize that intelligence isn't just about a Wi-Fi connection, not just about an app. They're willing to invest in smart products and the business. And also, second, they have a very clear understanding of the consumer demand. So we empower them to be smarter, to focus more on the product R&D. And thirdly, they usually have quite strong channel resources and understand how to do the consumer traffic operations, leveraging closed loop the business ecosystem enabled by Tuya's IoT platform. So they are able to obtain positive market insight, which foster a virtuous cycle of development. We also see some regional difference. So for example, in India, usually new players from other industries tend to be more successful in expanding their smart products versus the actually traditional consumer electronics companies. And the last one about our SaaS business. Yes, we have continued strong growth momentum of SaaS business in Q2 this year. Let me give some more details. So for example, for the smart community SaaS business, we have developed a business contract with a few Hong Kong listed companies. One example is the Luijing Group. And also the other one is LVGM Group, international and diversified group companies. And second one, for the hotel business, we established the cooperation with Sangmei Group, a top-tier hotel chain covering more than 300 cities in China with its 15 hotel brands. And also Quanfangtong, the largest provider of comprehensive services for long-term apartment rental business, Quanfangtong covering 53 cities in China, managing 6 million apartment rentals, the software offerings. So Quanfangtong kind of become our developers and take our IoT apartment SaaS for the apartments software they offering. And in terms of the smart SaaS business of commercial lighting, our team complete a high-end city nursing home project in Singapore, and also have a cooperation with Himalaya. Himalaya opened the retail stores in China. They opened 800 stores in China this year. So in each store, they would take our commercial lighting SaaS. And there are a lot more examples like this. For the self-service SaaS, we just started. We already have a very important client, that's Sui On Group, which was listed in Hong Kong. So we worked with Sui On Group to develop a self-service offices, a very tiny cube placed in shopping mall, and the offices building Sui On Group operates to provide convenient kind of couple hours of needs for those customers in the retail shopping mall, and also who probably come to a office for meeting, but a few hours earlier, so they need such a places to do their work. So we expect our SaaS business will continue the strong momentum in the second half year, and also we start to given the COVID. The COVID was getting better. More countries will open up. So we are taking the SaaS business market share overseas in the second half year.
As there are no further questions at this time, I would like to hand back the conference to our management for closing remarks.
Okay, so thank you again for joining our call. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us or request through our IR website. We look forward to speaking with everyone in our next earnings call. Have a good night.